Hello, Friday the 11th of July 2014. In yesterday's sun, I don't understand these people who have colonic irrigation. Even the sound of it looks awful, doesn't it? Sounds horrible. Colonic irrigation. Ugh, the thought of that. Anyway, this X Factor bloke, Simon Cowell, this is in yesterday's sun, risked getting the bum's rush after he mistakenly asked for colonic irrigation in a foot massage. Oh, you don't want all that colonic irrigation stuff, do you? Can you just imagine the embarrassment of going into the wrong place? Staff had to stifle giggles when the star requested the alternative retreatment, which involves flushing out the colon via a patient's bottom. Oh. No, thank you very much. We're not having any of that in here. They use a clear tube, don't they, as well? So the water goes in and you can watch what's coming out. Oh, God. That's not, I don't know. It's not a natural thing. How can that be good? It can't be good, can it? Shoving something up there which shouldn't be up there. Anyway, a couple of emails this week. Thank you to Ian Duff, who sent a couple of emails in recently, actually. I haven't got around to these yet. And he mentions on the subject of the computer ink, which we were talking about last week on Saturday's show. And I bought some proprietary or alternative computer ink. What do they call them? Cartridges, not cartridges. You know, the toner cartridge, the long thing. And it just was not printing out well at all. And Ian says, reminds me of the saying, I'm not rich enough to buy cheap things, i.e. buy the right thing first time. And you're absolutely right, Ian. You're absolutely right. Fortunately, because it wasn't printing out properly. There were lines all over the paper. The paper actually looked dirty. Do you know, like a load of ink had been sprayed over it, so not good at all. Don't buy the compatible ink cartridges ever. It's the third time I've done this on a third printer, and I've mucked up two printers. Fortunately, this one is okay. I bought a correct toner cartridge, and within a couple of sheets, it's coming out perfect again. See, look, no dirty sheets now. Ian also writes on the subject of Alzheimer's, which we mentioned, and I often struggle for words. You know, we might be having a conversation, you and me, on this show, and I'll be struggling for words. I might come across something, what's the word, and I'm like that all the time. Ian says, I think they've developed a new onset Alzheimer's test that you could take very cheaply. This would show you what's going to be happening in the near future. You will probably forget this email shortly after you've read it. Now, what was that email? Who was that from? Ian. I don't know about that, Ian. It's all very well knowing that something's going to happen, but is there anything to stop that happening? In which case, I don't think I'd want to know. Why would you want to worry yourself knowing that maybe 2 years down the line, you're not going to remember what you were doing last time? Why would you worry that 2 years down the line, you're not going to remember what you were doing last time? Why would you... Oh, I'm pulling your leg now, I'm pulling your leg. Marge writes, you have a nice garden. For a pond, I would go all out and make it big enough for one to swim in. Oh, I haven't got a big enough garden for that, Marge. You might well have. All that land you've got, you could have a swimming pool. I haven't got enough land for a swimming pool. Plus, they're very expensive to maintain, aren't they? She says, plus a fountain at the end. I swim in a horse tank out back. What? What do you mean you swim in a horse tank? There's no horses in there at the same time, are there? Oh, Marge. What if it goes poo in the water while you're swimming with it? Oh, I don't think I like the idea of that, dear. I got one small enough and put a liner in it. It works good for a swimming pool. It must be very small, though. You only do 2 lengths and then you've got to turn around again. You can't build up any speed, can you? I've always wanted a bucket fountain. I like those, and funnily enough, that's one I looked at, Marge. Looks like a bucket pouring into pots over and over again. So you've got a bucket at the top, and it pours into there, and it pours into there, and very pretty. You can get solar-powered ones as well. Runs up the electric, however. Not if you've got the solar power one. But of course it doesn't work when there's no sun out. I don't know. I imagine you have a solar panel for it to run. It would be easier then. Yes, it would. How is your grass doing about growing back after you put the weed and grass killer on it? It's sorted. It's all grown back. Very, very quick, Marge. We've had a lot of rain, so I think that's helped to sort of dilute the poison, whatever I put down. I see you have leaf cutter bugs on that one big leaf. That was the rhubarb plant. I get those every year. I put 7 dust out on some of my plants, and it seems to keep most of the pesky bugs at bay. I do have some spray. I use it as a last resort, Marge. If the plant looks like it's about to die, then I'll spray it. I don't like to use sprays, you know, willy-nilly sort of thing. Thank you, Marge. And finally, we're going to move back into the house to the piano. I have one more verse to sing for you of English Country Garden, written by the lovely Vicky Gannon. Come inside, shall we? Yes, indeed, the lovely Vicky has written another verse to our song we sang yesterday, English Country Garden. So I hope I do it proud for you, Vicky. Here we go. How many recipes can you prepare in an English country garden? No animals are harmed, of that you can be sure, in Chris Ridden's country garden. Omelettes browned and topped with cheese, corn prepared just as you please, cups of tea prepared right before the sow. Stained glass and sunlight make the setting light in an English country garden. Thank you, Vicky, for that wonderful extra verse there. That's all for today. Tomorrow is Saturday, so we have our live show, boys and girls, at 12 o'clock UK time. Simply go to www.unitedkingdomtalktv.co.uk just before 12 o'clock Saturday afternoons for our live show. You can join in by Skype or telephone or email and chat to us on the show. It's always a great pleasure to converse with you live while we're doing the show. Have a lovely day. See you tomorrow.